Very good evening. It's my honor to be here. And first of all, I would like to thank GEEF for giving me opportunity to share my thought. In fact, I have been given instruction to complete my presentation within 10 minutes time. But today's topic is to, can I have presentation, please? Yeah. I have been given the topic today to talk about the accelerating technology and innovation in drinking water sector. And this is, I think, a vast topic, but I think my previous speaker has already done a lot of discussion about the technologies. I will skip those discussion. As a EY, currently we are providing technical and managerial support to the Government of India on Jal Jeevan Mission program. And I have been involved in this program for the last 4 years, the team leader for NPMU. So my discussion will be mainly context to the rural drinking water supply, those things. Can we help me to move the slide? It's not working somehow. Sorry. Yeah. So we have talked about a lot of water problems. We all know that about 50% world population in the water is scarce area. And this percent is going to increase by 60% by 2050. And if you talk about the Indian water scenario, we know that we have about 17% of the world population. However, we have only 4% of the freshwater demand. And this is a challenge that how we are going to manage this water in the efficient way. If you talk about the Indian scenario, you can see most part of the country is the red zone. That means the most part area is either critical area or it is overexploited. So when we say that when withdrawal is up to 70%, we call safe area. And if withdrawal is 70 to 90%, it comes to the semi-critical. And then more than 100% withdrawal is about the overexploited area. So in the Jal Jeevan Mission program, how we are going to address the issue, how we are going to manage the issue, that's I'm going to brief you in the next slide. This is brief about the Jal Jeevan. Mr. X already has spoken about the Jal Jeevan Mission program. This is the Government of India flagship program. And our goal for the Jal Jeevan Mission is to have like universal coverage. Starting from the northern part of the country, that Ladakh, which is having the sub-zero temperature, to the Kanyakumari coastal region, northeast region, flooding and heavy rainfall, and coming to the western region with the water scarce area like Rajasthan, Maharashtra, and Gujarat area. So we have to address all different kind of challenge to manage this water supply to all the rural household. One of the important goals is about the quantity of the water. And in Jal Jeevan Mission, we have mandate to give the water supply to 55 LPCD per capita. State can go for the higher capacity, but the cost of the additional capacity has to be borne by the state, those things. And a very important parameter of quality, we have to ensure that the water, whatever we are getting from the tap, that for drinking. So recently, the CPHO or Ministry who has also launched the conference, and there's a concept to have drink from tap. And that's our, I would say, aspiration to get whatever water we are getting from the tap that is good for drinking as per the BIS and the requirement. And the most important thing already we have, sir has spoken about the sustainability. It's a big challenge. Really, it's a big challenge. In the rural area, about, you can say we have about 6.5 lakhs total schemes, projects. And about 80% of the projects scheme are based on the groundwater sources. And as you know that groundwater source, this year's issue, groundwater table is depleting, yield is decreasing. So how we are going to maintain the source sustainability for long term, that's the challenge. So not only source sustainability, but also we talk about the system sustainability, we talk about the operation maintenance and sustainability, we talk about the institutional sustainability. So how, whatever the infrastructure being created on the ground, that has to sustain at least for the design period, which is 30 years. And the last thing is about affordability, because this all system, what we are designing for the rural community, so whatever they fix the tariff charges, that has to be very economical. So our scheme should be the capex cost and opex cost should be as minimal as possible. So how we are going to achieve this goal, that's what I'm going to talk about, and how the technology and innovation can help to these objectives. So basically we are talking about the sustainable solutions, and sustainable solution is like we need to have a holistic approach. And when we talk about the project life cycle, whether it is a planning stage or a design development or implementation operation, each stage of the project, we have to leverage the state-of-the-art technology. And if we are not having the proper utilization of technology, so we can't have the efficient system, we can't have the value for money, we can't have the quality of the work. So I will touch upon some area that how we can make the system more efficient. We have talked about the integrated water management. So we have different sources of water. Previous speaker also has spoken about the groundwater, surface water, storm water, rainwater. So how effectively as a conjunctive use we can utilize the water in the holistic manner. That need to be focused. And there we need the technological intervention. And also, I think as we are aware that there's a limited availability of fresh water, there's need to use that how the treated grey water, wastewater, we can use the non-domestic water so that we can reduce the demand on the fresh water. About the next thing, that operational side, that how we can make the system more efficient. So maybe that we have some limited amount of water and we need to focus on that about the water security. We need to focus on the reduction of the NRW. And again, for all these elements, what I'm talking about, there is a technological intervention. So I'm not going to discuss in detail about the technical because each area will have very detailed discussions. So due to paucity of time, just I will touch upon some area. Green energy, this is a nice concept. So what problem we are facing that although you are creating infrastructure on the ground, and especially for the big size of multi-size of the project where there's a huge pumping requirement, the operational maintenance cost is very high due to electricity cost. And about 60 to 70% cost goes to the electricity. So how we are going to sustain in the operational maintenance? So one of the idea came out, why don't we use the solar system? So maybe that initially the capital investment will be higher, but when we go for the operation maintenance, substantially we can reduce the electricity cost. So that concept is coming. Other advantage about the green energy is that now there is a novel idea that if we are using the green energy or solar energy, so we also get the credit, carbon credit, and that gets compensated by the revenue. So it acts both way. One, we are having like a reduction in the electricity cost. At the same time, also we are a source of revenue when we are using the green revenue. And whatever we are talking about, the core thing center of the stage about the community participations. So in the Jal Jeevan mission, basically we have concept we call in-village infrastructure. That means whatever infrastructure within the villages, maybe reservoir, distribution line, and one infrastructure outside village. So whatever infrastructure inside village, that has to be managed by the local community. And that's the way forward to manage the scheme. We talked about the source sustainability. This is one of the big challenges. So in fact, this is very technology. Government of India in partnership with the Indian Remote Science Institute, we have developed like a hydrogeological morphological map. And that map gives you idea in the broad way that at XYZ location, what is the availability of the groundwater, what depth water table is available, what's the quality of the water, and what is the yield of the water. But unfortunately, this technology is not being utilized in the country. So I visits have to so many places in the states, and we found that some of the skips are defunct because even the borewell tube has been constructed 2 years back, that it has become defunct. So one of the recent visits, I asked that, okay, now why this borewell has a, how we have decided the location of the borewell? And I got the answer that since land was available, that's why we have had the borewell. So there is a scientific way to identify the location of the borewell. And also, when we are having the groundwater sources, there is a necessity to have like a groundwater recharge structure. And both for the identification of the groundwater sources or the borewell, as well as the ground recharge, we need to leverage the technology of the remote sensing GIS technology. So this, we have given an example of one of the site in the Chhattisgarh, and this area was water scarce area. And people are struggling to get the water, fetch the water. So with the use of the technology, remote sensing data, GIS technology, getting the data of the drainage area, lineament, geophysical study, we identify the location, first thing that where should the right location of the groundwater sources. And second thing that where we can have the recharge structure. So you can see that like a straight line, brown color, these are the lineaments, that means fractured zone. So if you are going to have your recharge structure of groundwater sources near fracture stone, definitely this is going to be more sustainable way, right? And the result is that, in fact, that system is still working on the ground. And before starting this project, the groundwater table was 40 meters below the ground level. And nowadays, in the summertime, the water table is 10 meters below ground level. So the village which was water scarce, now that has become the water plus villages. And this technology is not only providing the domestic water demand, this is also providing the irrigation demand also, not in that village, surrounding area also. So what I'm trying to say that the technology and the innovation, if you use in the right way, we can have the solution. This is the problems. One of the problems what we are facing in the remote area, because in the villages, somewhere we have the power issue. There's no electricity supply. So how we can get the safe for drinking water? So this is innovative technology about the solar system. This is like a small hamlets you might have seen in the village. We have about somewhere habitation of 10 houses, 15 houses, right? And it is very difficult to have a water supply from the center, like a proper grid system. So what we are recommending in that area, that we can have like localized, decentralized solar-based system. So you can see that we have the tube well area, and for the tube well system, we have the solar pump. And for the solar pump, there is a staging 6-meter height staging. We have like a 5,000 liter tank. And also there is a treatment plant. This particular site has the iron content. So this is a small package type iron content treatment plant. So that you can see the midway we have put the treatment plant. So it's local, so it's a small space. And with the minimal cost, we are having the water getting to the borewell, treated, goes to the overhead tank, and it has the with level control system. So villagers are getting the 24/7 water supply, and operation maintenance cost is almost nil. So very innovative solution to solve the problem of the water supply in the rural area, especially in the remote area. Then we talk about this water meter. This might have seen so many places. So some places we found that there is a geogenic conditions, there are the contamination, there is a arsenic, high TDS, fluoride, and it is very difficult to have like a centralized treatment plant. So what is the solution? So out of 55 LPCD, we need hardly 8 to 10 liter waters for the drinking and cooking. And that's where we need the safe drinking water, those things. So to solve the problem of safe drinking water, we have set up the community waste treatment plant and the water ATM. So anytime, 24/7, the people have their smart card. They can go with their smart card. They can just touch the button and they can get the bottle. So 5 rupees to a 20 liter, that's the amount some states they have put those things. Some places 2 rupees, all depends on the state how we are going to manage that. So that's the solution that's working, especially in the area, which is high contaminated area, and there is no ability of local sources to give the fresh drinking, safe drinking water. This is the one major problem I will say that, and you might be aware that, especially in the hilly region, due to topography, it's very difficult to give ensure the equity. That means giving water with the same pressure and flow to every rural household. So normally what happens, like the household which are in the downstream side, that's a very high pressure, they get more flow and pressure. Whereas the household which is upstream side, they are deprived of the water. So what's the solution? So in that case, that's one problem. Second problem is that about the disinfection area. So what we observed that whenever we do the testing, chemical parameters, biological parameters, so chemical parameters, we are getting safe water, but due to the contamination in other regions, we are not getting the safe drinking water due to the biological contaminations. And always, also sometimes we have the electricity of problems. So it's not regular supply. So solution what we have come out about, this is about non-electric electrochlorinator. So this is very simple system, like it can be set in the inline system also, and what you can see, the box, it has the 2 chambers. And by the inlet supply, water comes in one chamber. And once the volume gets filled up to the pressure, the chlorine from the other chamber is automatically doses to the outlet side. So it doesn't require electricity. So depending on the consumptions, more consumption water, more chlorine dosation. Once the consumption tap is stopped, by default chlorination system is stopped. So this is working very fantastic. This system what we have visited in the Darjeeling and West Bengal area, and other state also we have used that kind of system. I'm not sure whether you have seen this kind of system. So those who are from hilly region might have visited. This is quite common system, and I was quite surprised to see that how simple techniques, methods can improve our problems. So I was talking about the pressure system. So what they do, like we have from overhead tank main distribution line, and they don't give the house connection to the different household. So what they do, suppose we have a hamlets of about 5 and 6 households. So they will take one branch line, and from that branch line, there's a common header, you can see that. And there is a separate distribution line, or we'll say a house connection. Separate house connection is given to individual household. So when you are giving separate house connection to individual household, the problem of flow and the pressure is sorted out. So this is very innovative way to maintain the pressure and the flow. In the Plain area also we have come across that so many places, villages, due to the bad design or operation maintenance, you can see that there's a problem of the tail end pressure. At the tail end, we are not getting the adequate water and pressure. So what's the solution? For that, they're using the FCV, flow control valve. Normally, traditionally, we use the ferrule for water connection, but flow control valve is a very simple device. It comes hardly 500, 600 rupees, maximum 1,000 rupees. And flow control valve that has a features that it gives you water with a certain discharge capacity. So you can set about 5 LPM or 10 LPM, whatever you want it. So irrespective your house is located near the pumping stations or downside, you can't get water more than what it has been already preset. Even if you are having like a system of having like illegal connection or a pumping system in the line, you will not get the water. So you're limiting the water what is required at the particular household, so that everyone gets the opportunity to have equal household. So that system can be used wherever there's a problem of the tail end pressure and quality. Now coming about the water quality testing. So we have about 6.5 lakh villages. And right now we have about 2,000 labs, water quality testing lab. It is very difficult to test the water sample with 2,000 labs. So what is the solution? How we can do that? And it's important that water, whatever is going to a household, that we need safe drinking water. Because you might have seen that 80% of the waterborne disease due to the poor quality of water. So one of the solutions which came out that there is, you can see right side, there is a kit we call FTK, Field Test Kit. Field Test Kit, it has been already approved by the BIS also. It will have reagents for different chemical parameter testing. You can carry out kit anywhere. You can go to source, you can go to the village, Gram Panchayat. And women of the local community have been trained to do the water quality testing. So right now, about 25 lakhs women have been trained to do the water quality. So that testing can be done. Very recently, we have a grand challenge that now field test is okay, but how to get this data on our database in cloud system. So a grand challenge was happened, and the startup came out, and in the like partnership with the DPIIT, we have developed this is a portable water quality testing device. So this portable water quality testing device, similar like a blood testing, you go to any lab and they get the test. So this you can carry any places, near source area, near the delivery point area, near the house area, and you can get tested the water quality digitally. And whatever the test result comes, that goes to our centralized database. So by sitting in the ministry or any places, you can see that how my water quality test is there in XYZ villages. So that is already being implemented by Haryana, Goa, and other states also. Very soon it will be other states also. This is about the IoT system. Everyone is aware, some previous speakers also have spoken to you, but this I will give you like few things. Again, we had a grand challenge with partnership with the MEIT. And the grand challenge, the task was given to the startups to develop a very robust system with low cost sensors, and which can be implemented in the remote area with low cost. And currently this system is being implemented in 100 pilot villages all over the country. And basically what we are recommending, because in the village area, the size of the scheme varies. You can have very single village scheme, simple one groundwater, borewell and tank and distribution of few households. And it can go to mega projects where we have population about maybe lakhs and 2 lakhs. So we can't have same approach for all kind of IoT systems. So what we are recommending, that we can have 3 approach. One is the basic, when with a smaller scheme that we can apply. Simply just we have like a groundwater level sensors and the chlorine sensors and bulk meter, very simple device. Whenever we have a little bit complex project, large size, medium size project, we can have, in addition to the flow measurement, we can have PMC control, and we can have more water quality parameters. And when we have very complex project, mega project, which is serving the maybe thousands, 10,000 villages, one scheme. So there we can go for the urban kind of things, proper SCADA system. So that's the strategy we have taken to manage the smart water monitoring system. These are the basically dashboard on the Government of India website also we have given. So we have like a technical committee, and that committee is basically chaired by the PSA, Principal Scientific Advisor. And anyone from the private, from the public, you can submit the paper that the committee evaluates your technology innovations. And once technology is recommended by the PSA, then it goes to the state for the implementation. So you can see that right now, 72 new technology has been already approved by the government of India in the water side. And similarly, about 47 technology has been approved. And these are available in the public domain. You can go and see each technology, how it's working, those things. Now, about the digital intervention, we are talking about that. So you are managing a massive program where you are going to give the connection about 19 crores rural household. And certainly, unless until you have some system to do the proper monitoring, it will be very difficult to manage those systems. So we have one dashboard, and this is a real-time dashboard. If any one of you want to know that what is your physical progress or your financial progress of a scheme in your villages, you can go up to the villages, just type your state name, district name, village name. It will give you the result. How many connections has happened yesterday? That also will come to know. So on an average, in the rural area, we are giving 1 connection per second. That's the speed with which we are working currently. You can get to know the details from the scheme level. Which are the schemes? How many households have been provided? How many households? What is the cost of that scheme? When it started? What's the physical progress of the work? Each and every component you can go to the dashboard, and you can see the IMI system. So apart from the coverage, also we have like a WQMS, Water Quality Management Information System. On the WQMS system, you can see the test result of all chemical parameters, all biological parameters, digitally, any places. We have Citizen Corner. You can just ask, this is my district, this is my villages, what is test result in my villages? You'll get to know. You get to know each and every detail about your villages. Who is operating your system, who is your Gram Pradhan Panchayat, how many schemes are there? All nitty-gritty things you will find in the IMI system. We have like some mobile app. This mobile app is very handy because we are working in the remote area. So with the mobile app, you can go to the village and you can geotag any infrastructure. And that geotag information goes to the centralized database. That's how we are working. Recently, we are also working on the Nal Jal Seva app. And Nal Jal Seva app, basically, this is for operation maintenance point of view. That we have all the system like HR system, finance management system, a billing system, then collection system. So everything you can get to know from the mobile app. So we are advancing in that area, how we can make it more easy for the community. And lastly, this is the last slide. So we all are working in the JGM. So huge government money is being spent. So what is the impact? So just I would like to have few impact. This is not done study by the government of India. This is done study by the international agency. So WHO has done the study on JGM, and what they have recommended that JGM is having great impact on the health. And you can see that with the Jal Jeevan mission, we are saving the life of about 4 lakh every year, per year. And similarly, Professor Michael Kramer, he is visiting also on Monday, and he has done their study, and as per his study, there is a reduction of about 25% child mortality rate. So children have age below 5. We are saving the life of about 1.36 lakh per annum due to Jal Jeevan Mission program. In terms of employment, it's a great work opportunity for everyone. So all the implementing agency, contractor, consultant are working. So direct employment is giving to 6 million, and indirect employment, that means all the pipe manufacturing, pump manufacturing. So indirect employment is about 22 million. And once it's operation maintenance phase, this is going to generate employment for about 1.33 million per year. So huge employment opportunity and contribution in the country's economic growth. Time saved, so you must be aware that now things have changed, but earlier, especially women and the children, they were responsible to fetch the water from long distance. Sometimes they would travel about 4 kilometers, 5 kilometers. And a study has been done that about 45 minutes time average one person takes to fetch the water. So with the Jal Jeevan mission, we are going to save about 55 million hours, those things. So huge saving the Jal Jeevan mission. So thank you all very much. So due to positive time, I couldn't explain the detail about technical, but I will be happy to have any questions or interactions of time. Thank you very much.
It is indeed a pleasure having you in the program today. And with that, we come to the end of the plenary session.